I'm going to share with you today my favorite verse in the Bible, but I have to forewarn you because lots of pastors have really spiritual verses that they share as their favorite verse, and mine might not seem that spiritual, but it doesn't mean I don't love God, you know, that sort of thing. So here you go. My favorite verse in the Bible comes from the book of Revelation. It's in chapter 21. It's verse 21. And actually it says, it's talking about the city of God's city. So anyway, it says, the 12 gates were 12 pearls, and each gate made of a single pearl. Gate of the street was, the great street of the city was of pure gold, like transparent glass. This, I'm not even joking, I joke a lot, but this actually is my favorite verse in the Bible. And I know that you're like, well, that's a gay verse to have as your favorite verse. Except if you'll think along with me. You have to imagine that the city of God is 14,000 miles by 14,000 miles big. So the state of Texas is how big God's, his primary city is. And its walls are hundreds of feet thick, so the walls are really big. And so I imagine the place is massive. And so the first thing I'm thinking is, if each gate is a single pearl, like that's a really big pearl. And I know how pearls are made, those little oysters, they get them in their mouth or whatever, and then they move them to spit all around, and then after a bunch of while, it becomes a little oyster, a little pearl, right? And so, as I'm thinking about this, so if one of the gates is just one big pearl, I'm imagining, where the hell is this massive clam that's creating this huge pearl, you know? Maybe on the other side of the galaxy, there's, you know, if we saw a big telescope, we'd see this big, huge clam outside in the galaxy somewhere, like, making these pearls. So that's the first thing I'm thinking, like, that's really weird. And the second thing, John is writing this, the Apostle John is writing this, and he's writing what he is asked to see. So he actually gets to see heaven, and God tells him to record it. And he looks at the street, and he says, not only is this not asphalt, it's not pavement, it's not dirt, it's not gravel, it's not stones, but the city its streets were of pure gold, like transparent glass. Now I know what pure gold is, so imagine with me the color gold. Ooh, I like gold, you know, I wish I had more of it, especially at $1,200 an ounce or whatever it's trading at right now. So the city's pure gold. So he's looking at it and he goes, those streets are pure gold. And then he says, like transparent glass. Transparent means absolutely see-through. Not just a little see-through, that's called translucent. Transparent means you can absolutely see through it, perfectly clear. And so here John is describing what he sees, and he sees, oh man, that is pure gold. But it's absolutely see-through. So what color would that be that's gold and see-through? Well, no color that's imaginable to a human. Can you imagine that? John is trying to describe a color that doesn't exist in our humanity. And the reason this is my favorite verse in the Bible is because it's a verse about possibilities. You start to imagine, look, there are things that we have never even seen or could imagine in heaven. It is an amazing place. There are pearls with clams. We'll have clam chowder forever, you know, because of these huge damn pearls. The possibilities are limitless. The creativity is infinite. The joy is unlimited. You know, there's a word for that. It's called perfect. That's how the Bible describes how heaven is going to be perfect. Heaven is better than you think it's going to be. Because a lot of us have some false images in our mind. Don't you have an image of that it's going to be boring? A lot of people think, yeah, heaven's going to be pretty boring. You're just stuck in there all the time. Well, where does boredom come from? Boredom comes when you have a lack of ideas, or you see the same damn people in the same damn place every day. That's where boredom comes. But imagine if you had unlimited ideas, unlimited resources, and unlimited creativity. And then you don't get bored. The reason you get bored is because you want to go somewhere and you don't got enough money, or you're with the same people and you're stuck at Amridge, like all of our young people that I see every day. I go there, you know. That's why you get bored. It's the same thing, same thing, same thing. Nothing's new or creative or interesting. Now imagine in heaven, if God is infinite and He created this universe just like with a few words. He said, yeah, let's have some light. And just with a couple words, God does that. So imagine His infinite creativity in heaven. It is certainly not like this picture. I want you to know that it is not this. You will not be an angel. You will not have a harp, nor will you be on a cloud, nor will you have a chubby little face, you know? All of these are absolutely false, and this is what bores people. They're scared to go to heaven because I might look like that, or that, or that, you know? Oh, this is great. I'm on my cloud playing for eternity. That sucks. That would be the epitome of boring, and that is absolutely what it is absolutely what doesn't happen that way. I don't know how to say that. Yeah, even dumber. We do not become angels. Hebrews 1:14 says this quite clearly. Are not angels ministering spirits sent to those who sent to serve those who inherit salvation? And so Hebrews talks, if you look at the first chapter of Hebrews, it goes very clearly to say that we don't become angels. Angels were created to bring messages and to do servant tasks, play the harp on the cloud. That's what angels do. But humans do not become angels. In fact, you are a son of God, and you get all the rights and privileges as a son of God. And so it's pretty crazy.